What is going on, guys? It is your afternoon host, Racquel Goldy, back again with yet another awesome Skype interview. Today I have Max Styler. What's going on? How are you?
What's going on, guys? Good to be here.
Okay, so where are you? Where in the world is Max Styler?
I am in Vegas currently, obviously at home. But yeah, I'm out here in Vegas. So
how is being in Vegas? How is the situation out there? Obviously, we're hearing a lot about, LA and New York and all like the big cities, but I know like Vegas was one of the first places to completely shut things down. So is it just kind of like super lonely and ghost towny?
Actually, it's not sad. I have my studio set up here in my house, which keeps me busy. And then I basically will kind of go back and forth between here and Steve Aoki's place. Me and him are pretty tight, and we keep our group to like a very minimized, group. So it's been not bad, and he has a pool, and we can get some sun, and it's pretty nice.
I saw you throw the basketball into the pool from like what the
Yeah.
and I was like, that right there, that's talent and coordination.
Yeah. Honestly, like it was crazy. We were doing like a couple bets on it, and then it actually happened on the third throw, and I stopped betting because I didn't want to lose any more money. And then I mean, I had zero expectations. Like I wasn't even close the first two times, and then somehow it just ended up in the hoop on the third try.
If you guys haven't seen it, you definitely have to. It's on your social media, right? It's
yeah.
so
I put it on. I think it's on Twitter and Instagram right now.
That right? I mean, if DJing doesn't work out, you could maybe play in the NBA or something.
Yeah. Right. Totally.
At least you have a backup plan for your career, right?
Exactly.
All right. So you grew up on the West Coast in California, kind of the epicenter of the entertainment, industry. How has that inspired your music throughout your career?
Yeah. So it's kind of funny. I actually grew up in an area called San Luis Obispo, and it's more of like Central California, so more rural, kind of less to do. And I think that actually kind of inspired me to start, on a lot of music at like an early age. There wasn't a ton to do, so pretty much just hang out with friends and make music. That was like my life back in San Luis Obispo. So yeah.
How has your inspirations kind of changed over the years? Because I know obviously when you're younger, and like you said, you grew up in a rural place. So what was like the main thing you were listening to when you were growing up? What was like your main inspirations? And then now what is it? Like if I was to check on your Apple Music, what are you listening to right now nonstop?
Lots of MK. Big
love
fan of
MK.
Casey Lights. Yeah, MK is great. Lots of Casey Lights. He just did a really killer remix for Let Me Take You There. Lots of just like house music in general. A lot of like UK inspired house. Sammy Porter's putting out some really cool stuff. He just did one with Martin Eichen that just came out that I really like. But yeah, when back in San Luis Obispo, when I was a bit younger, like I kind of started listening to like I got started with like dubstep and like all sorts of like electronic, like more grimy stuff. And then I think as I progressed and just like kind of grew up, my sound naturally shifted. For me, not like talking shit on like dubstep or anything, but just me personally, like I love everything. I love like all genres, but I found the most love for house music over the last like 3 or 4 years. So wanted to dive down that path.
Let me take you there. I did a poll on our Instagram, which you're gonna see, and I was like, should I sing the song to Max on his Skype interview? And everyone was like 100%. I will not do that because I don't want to, make your ears bleed. But that song, I can tell you that we scream sing it. I know we've tagged you in videos before.
Yeah, I love those videos.
Do you just get them constantly? Because I mean, that song, I literally just said it on air before this started, that it's such a good earworm, and it's just such a jam. Like, how did you get them a lot?
I actually get more dancing videos than singing videos. I think the only singing videos I've had are from you guys.
Oh, God. Well,
but that's been amazing. Like, I love watching those. They're so funny.
I'm glad that we can bless your eardrums with our singing video. This is why we
very blessed.
This is totally why we talk for a living. I mean, we dance, but we figured we'd just give you the singing ones.
Yeah, those are better.
I mean, you get the true personalities of us with those.
Yes, definitely.
All right, I want to talk about your tweet, because you tweeted something, I'd say, pretty deep the other day. You tweeted, "A positive to take away from the current situation is that the creative mind thrives in isolation. Zero distractions and loose timelines will bring forth some damn good art." Yes, it will. How much new music can we expect from you in this crazy self-isolation time right now?
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought this up. And I haven't really said too much about it yet, but April 24th, new music. It was gonna be an EP, and then we tacked on I think it's just one extra song. So it's 7 songs now. So it's technically an album.
Wow, yeah, it is.
Yeah. And that's out April 24th. And it's called Body High. So Body High will be like the lead single off of that. And then there will be 3 more new songs on that as well. And the others have been released. Let Me Take You There has been released. Back to Me has been released. Am I forgetting anything else? Oh, and Echo Over Me as well.
So when putting together your album, we can say,
how
did you kind of plan? Because I know when I've talked to singer-songwriters, other DJs, like trying to put together these tracks, you obviously have a bajillion tracks that you're like working on or trying to complete. How do you pick the ones that you want to put on the EP or the LP? Because I mean, everyone always says it's like picking their favorite child, which you really can't do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
How do you? What's your?
I don't know. I'm pretty selective with what I finish. I do work on like a lot of music, but I always know like halfway through the song what I'm gonna want to put out.
Right.
And I'll just kind of stop on other projects that are, I can just tell that like aren't gonna, get to that finished point or aren't kind of living up to like what I want to put out.
Right.
So yeah, I always kind of know when I'm working on a song of what's gonna be finished, and I just fully like dive down and finish the track, I guess.
Yes, finish the track, put it on the EP or LP. Well, I've been talking to a lot of DJs, and they've all been saying this quarantine self-isolation time is kind of just normal and natural habitat for you guys, because you guys kind of lock yourself.
It's not a lot different. It's not a lot different for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
I know, I've been seeing all these memes, and it's like, DJs, this is normal life. And like, that's true.
Yeah. Except from the shows part, which is a little different. But yeah, a lot of my time is actually spent more in the studio than in doing shows. I'm definitely like more of a producer than a DJ, I would say. But that's just like my situation.
Yeah. Do you think that's ever going to shift and change? I mean, obviously, as your
career
progresses, it will.
For sure. Yeah, I'm actually focusing on writing more club music now post this EP.
Okay.
Yeah, or LP or whatever you want to call it, I guess at this point. But
yeah. It's in between. Like, you don't.
Yeah, it's like 7 tracks. Is like, is it an EP? Is it an LP? We're calling it an LP, but like, whatever, whatever.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be focusing on like a lot more club music. I think for the rest of the year. Not like solely club music, but I'm definitely gonna be balancing, releasing more club records.
Well, we're excited because hopefully like the clubs will open up in a timely manner eventually.
I know.
When we can all houses, and then we can all jam.
Yeah, the parties are going to be crazy when people are finally able to leave their house.
I know. I'm like scared. I was talking to Loud Luxury and Andrew was like, just give me a bottle of 1942 to myself. And I'm like, oh God. I'm like, I'm really scared for all these parties, but it's going to be epic. It's going to be so good. And I feel like because everyone's just, so digital now, like FaceTime and no one can like touch each other, that everyone's going to be so much more in tune with one another and the music. It's going to be so amazing.
Yeah, it really will. It really, really will.
But I am still low-key scared. But all right, we're going to talk about your friend Steve Aoki, because obviously you're on Dimac's label. What is like the piece of advice he's given you, or something, not even advice, that's just like come from him that you kind of remind yourself every time you're either going through something hard or you're, struggling, you have writer's block or whatever?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I would have to say the like Dimmock motto, which is by any means necessary. It's like, I always think of that as meaning like, press forward, never give up, work harder than the person next to you, and be a better you type thing. So I think, by any means necessary is kind of like definitely something that sticks with me.
I love that. We had the chance to talk to Steve Aoki at EDC in Orlando, and I just wanted to talk to him for like hours upon hours and him bestow wisdom on me, because it was just like the greatest conversation. And afterwards I got up and I was like, I'm so calm now. I love this. Like, let's say Steve
it's
Aoki.
Funny. He leads this like crazy, persona on stage. And, when you're just hanging out one-on-one, it's usually pretty mellow and great conversations.
It's the calm and the wisdom we need in our lives, I feel like.
Yeah, totally.
All right. So I remember on Instagram, you had put up, you were literally exporting the next single. And I replied and I was like, yes, it's finally coming. We're playing it. It's on the rotation. It's so good. So now I get to blast.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Back to me. So what was the process like? Because it was obviously highly anticipated. So production process started.
So this is actually probably the most fun production process for a song I've had. It started in Sweden last year, or no, not last year, 2 years ago. It was a writing camp that I got invited to out there. And we literally were on like this really, really tiny island with like, I think the population of the island was like 40 people. Like I'm totally serious. Like it was in the middle of nowhere. And it was this like incredible songwriting camp. All the writers they had out were amazing. And we were like basically stranded out there for a week. And I worked on music for like 15 hours a day and barely slept. I think we were averaging like 3 songs a day out there, which is like kind of wild. Or that's I was insane. Yeah. And the song started there. And it was like a really cool song. That the version 1 was a really cool song, but it didn't necessarily feel like it was right for me at first. And I like for a while I thought I was gonna like pitch it around to other artists and whatnot. But it was like 3 months ago or so, I kind of opened the session back up and heard some ideas come to me and kind of worked the drums and added the piano. And then it really started to like feel like a Max Styler song to me. And what's that?
I said a Max Styler piece.
A piece. And then I finished it here in Vegas. But the actual process of writing it was in Sweden on that like tiny island, and I just have like the greatest memories from that. So yeah.
So crazy, because I have a lot of singer-songwriter friends in Nashville, because I worked in country music for years, and they always say these like singer-songwriter camps like that are taxing like on your mind, but you really get the best pieces of work coming from these camps because you can't do anything else and you're 99% of the time in the middle of nowhere. So
yeah, exactly. And they'll pair you up with people that you wouldn't necessarily think of writing with, like pairing you up with like like R&B writers or like just like random stuff, or like country
Right.
writers, you know, because I don't really ever make country music, but you know, you can get paired up with like those types of writers, and like really cool shit can be made.
Oh, 100%. And obviously that's what happened. So there you go.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You got to go back to Sweden now.
I do. No, I've been really wanting to get back there.
Yeah, I honestly say that's one of my bucket list places I want to go. So once this quarantine is all over and the world can travel again, Sweden,
back
here we
out
come.
to Sweden. Yeah.
We'll have to come for your show in Sweden. Like that's it. I'm putting it out into the universe.
Perfect.
Manifesting. All right, so obviously these are very uncertain, kind of crazy times we're living in right now. So what is something you want to say to your fans or your followers on social to kind of put them at ease? Because that's really why we're doing these, Skype interviews also, to give people some sort of normal.
Yeah.
But it's crazy right now.
I know, it really is. I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I can't I don't have any like crazy wisdom, and I wish I did, but I think what they're saying, staying inside is obviously the best thing. Staying away from big groups of people, keeping your group tight, and then just washing your hands as much as possible. Like everything I'm reading online is it starts from your hands, and then as I'm like touching my face.
As you're touching your face, stop it.
I know. I literally washed my hands right before this call, so we're good. But yeah, I've been like relentless with like washing my hands, and that's definitely the way that you contract the virus. So I think just being like pretty relentless with washing hands is gonna be a good way to stay safe.
Definitely. Wash your hands, stay at home, and wait for the most epic party with Max Styler after this is all over.
Yeah, right, definitely. Max, I really want to Miami too, because unfortunately I was not able to this year. But yeah, hopefully I can get some make shows in Miami soon.
Yes, I think I feel like everyone just needs to like spend a week here, like do a Miami Music Week redo, and
regardless, like just like in a few months from now.
I feel like in like after hurricane season is over, so like November, when it's still nice here, we can do Music Week round 2.
Totally.
I think we'll plan something. Let's do it.
Perfect.
All right, Max, thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully the next one we get to do is in real life, in person, and we'll chat more. Whatever is out, it's going to be a ton of great music. So we will chat soon. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Thank you, and I appreciate you guys supporting all my music. It's like it means a lot.